PJ, you got a little bit of late start to the season here because of the freestyle season, things like that. So how do you feel you are now at this point of going into the second half of the year?
Yeah, I feel great. I think that freestyle season kind of kept me in shape and kind of prepared me for the season. And I was just super pumped to wrestle folk style again. It's been a little while, and I'm just grateful to be here. So every opportunity I get to compete is awesome.
Is there anything you do to ease the transition, or is it just a matter of flipping a switch?
For me, it was pretty easy. I love wrestling, so anytime I get to compete, I'm thankful. So obviously sometimes you get a little burnout and your body hurts a little bit, but I think we do a good job here. The coaches do a good job of keeping me healthy and feeling good, and I think that's probably the most important part.
What were your expectations coming in? Did you think you would be in the lineup, or would you have been content to
Yeah, honestly, I kind of didn't really care. It was more like I have full, complete trust in the coaches, and whatever they wanted me to do is what I was going to do. I think it was just it was pretty much their decision, and they wanted me to wrestle, so I wrestled.
Has anything maybe been more of a challenge than what you would think it would have been in folk style, and maybe how have you adjusted?
I think the college season is definitely a little different than obviously high school stuff. Kind of just wrestling every weekend or every other weekend, especially this January is going to be busy, but honestly, no, it's kind of exactly what I was expecting. I've competed against college guys like in the practice room training since I was like a sophomore in high school. So I think I know I'm at the college level, but just be prepared to wrestle every weekend, make away every weekend. I think that was the biggest change.
Could you imagine maybe coming into this room not having that experience, like you just said?
Yeah,
so you know what I mean? Like coming in here
crazy,
totally green, not exposed to college guys.
No, yeah, I probably still wouldn't have scored a takedown by now. So I wouldn't even. I don't know. It's crazy, the levels for sure. But I was obviously lucky enough to have that opportunity to train with those college guys early.
When did you get your first takedown in the room here, if it's not giving away a state secret, and kind of what were your emotions, what were your thoughts to kind of get that one out of the way?
Yeah, it was, I don't really remember when, but it was a pretty good feeling too. Especially wrestling some of the better guys, and sometimes you get a takedown and you're like, yeah, let's go. It's a good feeling for sure. It helps the confidence.
How much do you think about that freestyle run?
I try not to think about it too much just because it's the past and I'm just worried about the future and being in the present. But it is sometimes I'll look back and be like, man, that was a really good time. Especially with my friends and stuff, traveling when we were 7 guys deep for E23s. That was a really cool experience.
What did you maybe prove to yourself, or something that you learned, said I can do this, or did it just kind of establish things that you already knew?
Yeah, I think that more of the senior level stuff is kind of established a little bit in my mind that I'm at that level. And it can be a little bit scary, being in high school and you're like, oh, I'm wrestling the best guys in the whole country. They're grown men, they have kids. It's a little crazy, but it kind of helped me understand that you're that good and you can compete with these guys.
Would you say that? I mean, that the Penn State room is almost like that on a day-to-day basis, going up against those elite
100%. I mean, I might even be harder, honestly. Some days I just get beat up and I'm like, dang, this is really hard. But then I'll go compete and I'm usually doing pretty good. So it's pretty humbling to be in here for sure.
I was just going to ask, do you find it easier competing, on the mat, against college guys compared to what you're doing here in the room?
I think so, honestly. I think the practice here are harder than the college season and stuff. Obviously, there's really good college guys out there, but I mean, wrestling Kyle Dake or Zane Rutherford, that'll put you back in your place where you need to be, But
can you speak about the 157 spot? Yourself, Tyler Kasak, Joe Seeley. All you guys are highly touted in your own right. Just the competition and the iron sharpens iron. Just the level that you're able to get better just by right there at that weight class.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing to kind of have guys like that can push us, and we all push each other. So it's kind of just a great thing, and we all get each other better. So it's pretty cool, especially none of us really have ego, so we can have a conversation. It's not some guys probably have problems on their team if they're beating one guy or one guy's starting over another. It could probably cause some issues, but we're all really cool with each other, and it's awesome because we can train with each other and not have problems.
Can you speak about Joe Seeley, just who he is as a person, practice partner, how easy he is to get along with?
Joe is probably the easiest person ever to get along with because he'll never start an argument. He's the guy who sit back and say you want to go to a restaurant, he doesn't like the restaurant, he won't say he doesn't like it. So it's like he just goes with the flow. He don't really care, and he's a great partner. I wrestle with him a lot, and I'm just glad. I'm glad he's here.
How close are you with Marcus Blaze? You know, both of you come in highly touted with 1A, 1B in the high school rankings. I don't know how much you pay attention to that, but what's your relationship with Blaze?
Yeah, me and Marcus are definitely super close. I lived with him over the summer, so it was pretty cool to get close with him. I knew him a little bit before he got here, but not like super well. Marcus is a really great person. Like honestly, like here everyone's really good wrestlers, but like they're just better people. So it's really cool to be around people like that.
Same kind of question with Ono. Do you get to wrestle with him because he is a few weight classes below you? But how often do you get to train with him, interact with him?
Yeah, I lived with him over the summer too, so it was pretty cool. And like seeing him progress with his English has been pretty cool. But he's a really good person too. Obviously it's a little harder to communicate with him, but he's getting better. So he's a great person. I've wrestled with him like 2 or 3 times, and it was good all times. We were just getting a drill in, good partner. He's a little smaller, so it's hard to like pick up the pace, but it was good.
One more?
You think back, I mean, you've been wrestling a long time, I'm sure. When did it click in and say, hey, I'm pretty good at this sport and I'm gonna continue?
I think my 7th or 8th grade year was kind of like when I realized that I can like do it, like take it pretty far. Kind of when I won like states in 7th grade, I was like, yeah, I think I can take it to the next level, like high school states. So I would say right around 7th or 8th grade was when like the big realization came.
All right, thank you, DJ.
Yeah, thank you guys.